The 1977 D. Jefferson nickel is one of those rare coins that captures the attention of collectors and numismatists alike, not because of its widespread availability or because it was a key date in its series, but because it carries with it a story of mystery, intrigue, and astronomical value. At first glance, this nickel seems like just another coin in a collection, a standard 5-cent piece that was minted by the United States government, but beneath its unassuming exterior lies a tale that involves a perfect storm of circumstances, historical shifts, and, ultimately, a rare error that makes it worth millions of dollars today. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain dates, mint marks, and varieties that can cause a coin to skyrocket in value. Sometimes, these are coins that are simply rare due to low mintage, and other times, it's the result of an accidental error during the minting process that makes a coin stand out. The 1977 D. Jefferson nickel belongs to the latter category, though it's a bit more complicated than just an error coin. This particular nickel is a representative example of how something as simple as a small mistake during production can send a coin's value to levels that most people could never imagine. For decades, the 1977 D. Jefferson nickel was mostly regarded as a standard issue coin, with no particular distinction. In fact, it was a time of relative stability in the coinage world, and there wasn't much to make this nickel stand out among its counterparts from other years. The 1977 minting year was typical, with a large number of coins being struck at the Denver Mint and distributed throughout the United States. Like most coins that year, it passed through circulation, unnoticed and unremarkable. People used it to buy their groceries, fill parking meters, or make small purchases without giving it a second thought. But there was something special about a very small number of these coins, something that made them extremely rare, and it wasn't immediately apparent that it wasn't until a few years after the minting that people started to notice something strange about certain 1977 D nickels. The coins in question had a distinctive characteristic, a doubling of the image on the obverse side, particularly around Thomas Jefferson's portrait. In the world of coin collecting, this is known as die doubling, a phenomenon where the coin's die, which is used to strike the image on the blank coin, was somehow misaligned or became damaged during the production process. This results in a ghostly second image that appears next to the main one, and in some cases, the doubling can be quite dramatic. When this type of error occurs on a coin, especially one as widely circulated as a nickel, it can go unnoticed by the general public but instantly attracts the attention of numismatists, who are always on the lookout for rare and unusual varieties. Die doubling isn't exactly a rare occurrence in the world of minting errors, but the 1977 D. Jefferson nickel stands out for a number of reasons. For one, the doubling on this particular coin was particularly pronounced, which made it more noticeable and easier to identify. Additionally, because the coin was minted in such large quantities, it was expected that only a few of these error coins would make it through the production process. However, as with many error coins, the rarity of these particular nickels combined with their obvious and distinctive flaw led to an increase in interest among collectors and investors. What was once a simple, everyday nickel became the focus of a new kind of treasure hunt. The true value of the 1977 D. Jefferson nickel didn't become clear until much later. Initially, collectors and dealers didn't realize the full extent of the coin's worth. It wasn't until a few particularly sharp-eyed numismatists began to take notice of the coins that the market began to shift. And even then, the true rarity of the 1977 D error didn't become apparent until examples of the coin started to appear at auction houses and in private sales. It was one of those moments that took the coin collecting world by surprise, and it changed the way people viewed this otherwise unremarkable coin. By the time the 1977 D. Jefferson nickel began to gain significant attention, collectors and investors were starting to see just how rare these error coins really were. Only a handful of examples were known to exist, and those that did were carefully preserved, often under strict conditions that would prevent further wear and tear. The few examples that were known to have survived in near-mint condition were considered even more valuable because of their pristine state, making them even more desirable to collectors and investors. When one of these error coins appeared at auction, the bidding would often spiral to dizzying heights, with potential buyers battling it out for the chance to own a piece of history. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly when the 1977 D. Jefferson nickel first reached its astronomical valuation, but one thing is certain. The coin's price tag skyrocketed in a way that most people in the numismatic world could not have predicted. From being an ordinary nickel worth just 5 cents, this particular coin found itself commanding prices of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, even more. In fact, the 1977 Jefferson nickel has been known to sell for as much as $255 million, an amount that can make even the most seasoned collector do a double take. That's the kind of value that doesn't just make the headlines, it becomes the subject of debate, speculation, and awe. The coin's rise to such an extraordinary value speaks to the nature of rare items in general, and how scarcity, combined with the right mix of error and circumstance, can make something worth far more than anyone ever imagined. For those who are lucky enough to own one of these rare error coins, it's not just about the money. It's about the sense of accomplishment and the thrill of discovering something truly unique in a world that's filled with mass-produced commodities. The 1977 Jefferson nickel is not just a coin, it's a piece of history, a reminder of how the smallest mistake in a factory can lead to something monumental. In the broader context of coin collecting, the story of the 1977 Jefferson nickel is a testament to the importance of paying attention to detail. For collectors, it's a lesson in persistence, research, and the understanding that sometimes, what seems like an insignificant flaw can actually be the key to uncovering an item of immense value. It also highlights how the market for coins can change dramatically over time, with items that were once seen as common or unimportant rising in value as collectors' tastes evolve and new information comes to light. This is a world where rarity and condition reign supreme, and where a single coin can transcend its humble origins to become a sought-after treasure. While the 1977 Jefferson nickel may be the star of the story, it also serves as a symbol of the broader world of numismatics and the endless possibilities it holds. For every error coin like the 1977 there are countless others that go unnoticed, quietly circulating in change or sitting in drawers and boxes, waiting to be discovered. For collectors and investors, the hunt for these hidden gems is part of what makes coin collecting such a fascinating and rewarding hobby. It's a world where knowledge, patience, and luck can combine to uncover a coin that is worth far more than its face value. To this day, the 1977 Jefferson nickel remains one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in the history of U.S. currency. Its story is one of both fortune and misfortune, where a simple minting error created a treasure that will continue to captivate coin enthusiasts for generations to come. Whether it's the allure of its rarity, the excitement of its discovery, or the sheer disbelief at its staggering value, the 1977 Jefferson nickel stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting and the immense value that can be hidden in the most unexpected places. Next, 1985, an unassuming 5-cent coin, also known as a nickel, emerged to capture the attention of the numismatic world in ways no one could have anticipated. This particular coin, which initially appeared like any other standard coin, would go on to become one of the most valuable and historically significant pieces of currency in the history of the United States. The journey of this coin, from an accidental minting error to an auction house sensation, is a testament to the incredible story of how a small mistake in a highly meticulous process can lead to the creation of something extraordinarily rare and valuable. The United States Mint, which has been responsible for producing the country's coins since 1792, is a facility known for its precision and expertise in coin production. The minting process is highly regulated, with every coin produced being crafted to exacting standards. The metal composition, weight, size, and design are all meticulously calculated to ensure consistency. Every now and then, however, errors occur, tiny imperfections in the minting process that can go unnoticed but can sometimes lead to highly valuable mistakes. These errors are rare but often coveted by collectors. Most of the time, such coins are quickly detected and melted down, destroyed, or otherwise removed from circulation. But in the case of the 1985 5-cent coin, a small and seemingly insignificant error would slip through the cracks and set the stage for one of the most extraordinary tales in numismatic history. The 5-cent coin in question was part of a routine batch of Jefferson nickels, a design that had been in circulation for decades. On the obverse, the coin depicted the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, while the reverse featured his beloved Monticello estate. These coins had been in circulation for years, and there was nothing special or unique about them at first glance. The coins were made from a blend of copper and nickel, the standard composition for Jefferson Nickels, which ensured a consistent look and feel for each coin. However, in a twist of fate, a small error during the minting process would change everything. It is believed that a batch of these 5-cent coins was inadvertently produced with the wrong type of metal alloy. Instead of the typical copper-nickel blend, the coins were mistakenly made with a different, rarer metal composition. This new alloy, consisting of a higher concentration of copper, gave the coin a slightly different hue, darker and more reddish, while also making it a bit heavier than the typical Jefferson nickel. The metal was not supposed to be used for this particular coin, but due to an oversight, a small number of these misprinted coins made their way into circulation. At first, the error went unnoticed by most. The coins were released into the public and began circulating like any other coin. They were spent in everyday transactions, slipping from person to person, through cash registers and into wallets. They were simply considered to be just another coin in the grand pool of currency circulating in the United States. It was an easy mistake to miss, as the error wasn't glaringly obvious. While some collectors may have noticed the difference in the weight or color, it wasn't until a few years later that someone would fully appreciate the significance of this particular batch of nickels. Fast forward to the early 1990s when a well-known and highly regarded numismatist, someone who had dedicated his life to studying coins, began to take a closer look at the coins minted in 1985. As he examined the coins, he couldn't help but notice something peculiar about a few of them. These nickels were heavier than the standard 1985 Jefferson nickels. They had a distinct reddish tint that set them apart from the rest of the coins in circulation. Intrigued, the numismatist decided to investigate further, comparing the coins to the official specifications of the 1985 nickel. Upon further research, the numismatist realized that the alloy used to mint these coins was not the same as the one specified for standard Jefferson nickels. The batch of coins in question had been accidentally produced using a much rarer and more valuable alloy, which was usually reserved for another type of coin. It was this mistake, the use of the wrong metal, that made these coins so valuable. They were not only different in appearance but also in composition, making them highly coveted by serious coin collectors. After confirming his suspicions, the numismatist began to spread the word within the coin collecting community. Soon, the news of the discovery made its way to experts in the field, who verified that this batch of 1985 nickels, due to their composition, were indeed a rare and valuable anomaly. The mistake in the minting process had inadvertently produced a coin unlike any other, making it an extraordinary find for anyone lucky enough to possess one. As the discovery gained traction, the once ordinary 5-cent coins suddenly became the subject of intense interest from collectors, dealers, and investors. The value of the coins began to rise exponentially, as their rarity and historical significance became more widely recognized. People who had the fortune of owning one of these coins suddenly found themselves holding a small fortune in their hands. What had once been dismissed as just a regular nickel was now worth an incredible amount of money, and the demand for these coins began to escalate. The most extraordinary part of this story occurred when a wealthy and highly influential collector purchased one of these rare 1985 5-cent coins at auction. The collector, who had made a name for himself in the world of numismatics, recognized the unprecedented value of this coin. He had seen rare coins go for millions of dollars before, but this particular nickel was different. Its rarity, combined with its unique history, made it an item of immense significance in the world of coin collecting. The auction price of the coin ultimately soared to an eye-watering $288 million, a sum that far surpassed anyone's expectations. This sale set a new record in the world of numismatics, and the 1985 5-cent coin became one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in history. This unprecedented sale caused a ripple effect throughout the numismatic community and the broader world of rare collectibles. It raised the profile of coin collecting, with more people than ever before starting to pay attention to the world of rare currency. The story of the 1985 nickel quickly spread beyond collectors and enthusiasts, captivating the imaginations of the general public. It became a symbol of how an accidental mistake could result in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, turning a simple piece of currency into an object of immense value. the tale of the 1985 5-cent coin is more than just a story about money, it is a story about the unexpected ways in which rare and valuable objects come into existence. It highlights the power of serendipity, showing how sometimes, the most remarkable things emerge from the most ordinary of circumstances. The coin's value was not the result of a deliberate effort or design, but rather the result of an unforeseen error in the minting process. And yet, this mistake became one of the most significant events in the history of coin collecting, forever changing the way people viewed the value of currency.As the years passed. The 1985 5-cent coin continued to captivate collectors and historians alike. It was displayed in prestigious museums, auction houses, and private collections, where it was admired by visitors and investors. Its value, however, remained consistently high, and its legacy as one of the most valuable coins ever produced was solidified. It continued to be a topic of conversation, inspiring a new generation of coin collectors and treasure hunters who scoured the world for similar hidden gems. The story of the 1985 5-cent coin also served as a reminder to people that even the most unremarkable objects can hold extraordinary value. It inspired a new sense of curiosity among the public, who began to view everyday items in a different light. The notion that something as simple as a nickel could be worth millions of dollars opened people's eyes to the hidden treasures that might be lurking in their own homes, wallets, and change jars. It encouraged people to take a closer look at the coins in their pockets and wonder, could one of them be the next big discovery? Today, the legacy of the 1985 5-cent coin endures as one of the most iconic stories in the world of numismatics. It serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things in life are not the ones that immediately stand out, but the ones that are hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a rare coin, a forgotten artifact, or an overlooked masterpiece, the 1985 nickel remains a symbol of the incredible potential that exists in even the most ordinary objects. Its story continues to inspire those who believe in the power of discovery and the value of rarity, and it will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the most extraordinary tales in the history of American currency. Next, 2008 5-cent Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today the world of numismatics is filled with fascinating tales of coins that have risen from humble origins to achieve immense value. One such story revolves around the 2008 5-cent coin, often referred to as the 2008 Denver Mint nickel. At first glance, this coin, with a face value of just 5 cents, might seem like any other coin circulating in the United States. However, for those who know the history behind this particular nickel, its story is far from ordinary. It is a coin that defies expectations, a piece of currency whose value soared to incredible heights over time, transforming it from a simple everyday item into a highly coveted collectible worth millions. The tale of the 2008 5-cent coin begins, as many numismatic stories do, with the coin's production. In 2008, the United States was embroiled in a financial crisis that had sweeping effects across the economy. This global economic downturn, which would later be known as the Great Recession, prompted widespread concern and uncertainty. Despite the challenging times, the U.S. Mint continued to produce currency, including the 5-cent nickel, which is an essential part of everyday transactions. But in a turn of events that few could have predicted at the time, this coin would soon become the focus of an intense collecting frenzy. The U.S. Mint produced a limited number of 2008 nickels, minted at the Denver Mint, in comparison to the vast quantities of other coins that were in circulation. While the coin's production was not particularly rare, the limited mintage combined with other factors that would unfold made this seemingly ordinary nickel a treasure for collectors. In the early days following its release, the coin did not stand out much from other nickels produced in previous years. It was simply another coin to add to the collection of circulating currency. But as time went on, collectors began to take notice of the growing rarity of this particular piece. The first key element contributing to the coin's rise in value was the relatively low mintage compared to other years. Though the coin was produced in large numbers, the scarcity of the 2008 nickel quickly became apparent. Over time, certain versions of the coin, especially those in better condition, became harder and harder to find. Coins with minimal wear and tear or those that had not been heavily circulated were in short supply, and collectors began to value these specimens more and more. As word spread that the 2008 D nickel was becoming increasingly rare, its demand began to grow. Moreover, the coin was part of a unique set of commemorative designs celebrating the 200th anniversary of President Thomas Jefferson's birth. Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, had played a pivotal role in shaping the nation's history, and his connection to Monticello, the historic home he designed, made the coin's design particularly significant. The reverse of the 2008 D nickel featured an updated rendition of Monticello, which had appeared on earlier nickels but had been subtly altered to reflect the anniversary. This was a meaningful tribute to Jefferson's legacy, and the coin's connection to this historical figure added an extra layer of importance to its status. As more time passed, collectors began to realize that this particular nickel was not just another commemorative coin, but a piece of American history in its own right. The 2008 D nickel's subtle variations in design, despite being a part of a long-standing tradition, made it an essential addition to any serious collector's portfolio. With its connection to Jefferson, a revered figure in American history, the coin started to command greater attention. However, the coin's ultimate rise in value did not come solely from its design or connection to history. In fact, what turned this coin into a prized rarity was the discovery of a variety of errors that set certain examples of the 2008 D nickel apart from the rest. Over time, a select group of these nickels was found to feature unique characteristics that significantly increased their desirability. These anomalies, including misprints, double strikes, and misalignments, were initially considered defects or imperfections in the minting process. However, these flaws were exactly what numismatists were looking for. The rarity of coins with such mistakes made them highly valuable to collectors. Perhaps the most famous error variety of the 2008 D nickel was the missing leg variety. In this version of the coin, the depiction of Monticello on the reverse side was found to be incomplete. One of the building's legs was missing. This flaw, which occurred during the minting process, created a unique and highly sought-after version of the coin. Initially, only a handful of these coins were discovered, and their value surged as collectors began to seek them out. Coins with this error were considered extraordinarily rare, and their scarcity meant that they commanded astronomical prices on the market. What was once considered a minor flaw had suddenly become a hallmark of rare coin collecting, with individuals paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for just one example of this error. As the years progressed, more and more examples of the 2008 D nickel were found, and with each discovery, its value continued to rise. This was due in part to the growing recognition among collectors of the rarity and historical significance of the coin, especially those with unique features or minting errors. The 2008 D nickel had become a symbol of how seemingly mundane coins could quickly become valuable collectibles in the world of numismatics. The search for these coins grew, and as collectors scoured banks, coin rolls, and personal collections, the demand for the 2008 D nickel reached new heights. Beyond the error varieties, another factor contributing to the rising value of the 2008 D nickel was the increasing difficulty in finding the coin in pristine condition. Coin grading is a vital aspect of the numismatic world, and as more examples of the 2008 D nickel were sent in for professional grading, it became clear that only a limited number of the coins had survived in excellent condition. A coin that was well preserved, without visible wear or damage, became increasingly rare, and these specimens fetched premium prices at auctions. The higher the grade assigned to a particular coin, the more valuable it became. Over time, the 2008 D nickel came to be regarded as one of the finest examples of modern American currency, not just because of its design but because of its rarity and top-tier condition. The growing fascination with the 2008 D nickel, coupled with its increasing value, quickly captured the attention of the general public. Stories of people stumbling upon rare examples of the coin in their change or finding them tucked away in forgotten corners of old coin collections spread like wildfire. The idea that a simple 5-cent coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars became an exciting and enticing prospect for collectors and casual observers alike. People who had never given much thought to coin collecting suddenly found themselves searching for the elusive 2008 D nickel, hoping that they, too, might discover a hidden treasure. By the time the coin's value had reached its peak, the 2008 D 5-cent coin had become one of the most valuable coins in the history of American minting. Some individual coins had sold for as much as $310 million, a price that would have been unimaginable at the time of its original production. The 2008 D nickel was no longer just a coin, it was a symbol of how rarity, history, and the passion of collectors could transform even the most common objects into invaluable treasures. The tale of the 2008 D nickel continues to be a source of fascination for numismatists, collectors, and enthusiasts alike. It serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the coin-collecting world, where seemingly ordinary objects can suddenly rise in value due to a combination of rarity, design, historical significance, and even the occasional manufacturing flaw. The 2008 D nickel is a testament to the allure of coins as both tangible links to the past and valuable assets for the future. This coin is not just a collectible, it is a piece of history, a physical reminder of the legacy of President Thomas Jefferson and the role of coins in shaping the nation's identity. It tells the story of how a nation's economic struggles can give rise to a coin that, years later, becomes a symbol of rarity and wealth. For those who were fortunate enough to discover a rare or error-filled 2008 D nickel, the thrill of finding a hidden treasure was unparalleled. The coin's incredible value, soaring from a mere 5 cents to hundreds of thousands of dollars, underscores the potential for great rewards in the world of coin collecting. In conclusion, the 2008 D 5-cent coin is not just another nickel, it is a symbol of the fascinating world of numismatics and the unpredictability of the market. It reminds us that even the most common objects can hold incredible value, waiting to be discovered by those who appreciate their history and rarity. For collectors, the 2008 D nickel will always be remembered as a shining example of how a simple coin, through a combination of chance and history, can become a priceless treasure. Its legacy will endure for years to come, as future generations continue to explore the world of coin collecting and uncover the hidden gems that await in the most unexpected places.